Now our zipper is in. Let me see if you help. And it's in there securely. And even though you can see where I stitched it here, even using matching thread, you would see that line, but you don't see the stitch line where the piping is. So that's a good thing. Now we can trim this extra off, just so it doesn't interfere with the rest of the seams. That's pretty handy, I think. Well worth you can see it here, the extra expense of buying a larger zipper, although zippers by the yard are very affordable. Okay, so now we just need to finish the rest of the pillow. I would recommend opening this a couple of inches and good sides together. The piping always goes on the top, the side with the piping. So my good sides are together, but the side with the piping is on the top. And we're going to start at the corner at the bottom of the pillow where the zipper is. Always start there. And we want to give a good back stitch and continue sewing, ensuring that we're getting our needle on this side of that black stitch line. As you go, certainly you could pin this if you want to, or just, you know, grab the corners and match them up and hold them as you sew. Now maybe if this is the first pillow with piping that you've ever sewn together, you might see that stitch line because of, you know, being new to it. But by your second pillow, I would imagine you'd have a pillow lovely enough to put a price tag on. Okay, here we go. This is the last edge. Again, make sure you have a little bit of that zipper open so you can turn it. I don't open it all the way because it helps the pillowcase to lie flatter if it's partly zipped shut. Sides are matching up beautifully. Okay, so I had to put more thread in my bobbin. It's good to know that professionals make those kind of boo-boos too, huh? Okay, here we go. Now all we need to do is snip the threads, and I'm going to do the rest at the table. So now we've gotten our pillow pieces sewn together, top and bottom. It's inside out. The next logical step would be to trim these corners and then turn it inside out. But before we do that, let's check these corners to make sure that they're nice and cleanly sewn and beautiful. So let's start with this one. And I'm going to have to push this out a little bit. And I'm just going to pull back on this, and something doesn't look quite right. I'm going to get in closer so you can see this. Right here, you can see some of the stitching that was used to sew this piping onto the top piece. This is the back, here's the top. And that's not, you know, a big thing. If we'd used matching thread, you might not even notice that that was there. But if you're particular, and especially if you're sewing this for a client, you're going to want to tidy that up. So I'm going to check the other three corners and figure out which ones need to be stitched a little tighter in this area, take it to the machine, and then we'll come back and take a look at that. I took the this to the machine and I tidied up these corners, and I'm so glad that I did. Let me get you in close so you can see what I'm talking about here. You can see on this example, this is the side that I was sewing on initially. And I got close, but not quite close enough. I went back and flipped it over. This is the back of the cushion. And this is let's see, make sure you can see this. This is the line of stitching that joined the top and the bottom. And you can see how much closer I was able to get. So it's a little thing, but important. Sometimes when you're working with these heavy fabrics, especially ones with wales on them, like a corduroy, or in this particular case, denim material that has this, you know, this little wale on it. Sometimes they just don't want to feed right. So it's not you. It's not the kind of sewer that you are. It's the kind of fabric and the kind of machine. And so sometimes we just have to go back and do that. No reason to feel uncomfortable about that. So let's just trim these down here. We want to get close to the stitching, but not cut the stitching. Even the old stitching, let's leave that together. You know, just clean that up. Something that helps me when I'm turning a pillow is to use these little small clamps. It's a little bit easier on my joints when I'm trying to pull these out. So I've put them inside the pillow, grabbed the piping, and just gently pulled on it. Now, on this pillow, I've redone all 4 corners, just stitched over them, nothing dramatic. But they are looking so much better. Just pull these out. See how easy it is to get these corners to come out the way you want to when you have the right tool. Okay. I want to show you these corners again to just tell you what a difference a little bit of attention and a tiny bit of time makes. See that? Isn't that beautiful? And of course the fact that we trimmed down that inner seam allowance makes such a big difference. Beautiful corners. Corners you can be proud of. Okay, so now all you need to do, give it a nice press. And put the case on. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all done. We've made our pillow, we have our beautiful corners, we have our beautifully concealed zipper along one side. This pillow is ready to throw on the sofa and cuddle up and enjoy ourselves. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial and sewing along with me. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to write to me on my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot. Bye.